Hello, good morning and a very warm welcome back to some Seashore Birding Adventures. I thought it was time for a bit of an update. I haven't put a video out recently. I think the last one I did was a road trip to Spain. Anyway, I'm at Winterton on Sea in Norfolk. And for those of you who have been here over the last week, I'm sure you'll recognise this church, Holy Trinity and All Saints Church here. And it's at this location where a rare bird, a Pallid Swift, has been roosting over the last week or so. It's a bird that I have seen in Spain and Greece. I've missed it a couple of times here in the UK over the last 2 years, so I thought I'd come up and give it a go. So I left at 5 o'clock this morning and arrived here about 8:30. It's probably about 30 birders on site. Fortunately, the weather held out and got the bird. Tried to get some photos, but my photography skills and it being a Swift, those two elements certainly didn't come together. But it's been showing really well over the village, over the green and over the church. Got some lovely views of it. And of course, this is a first for the UK for me. I have been working on another trip report down to Texas. It's taken quite a while to put this together, and I still think I've probably got a couple of weeks until it's finished. But for anyone who's been to Texas, I'm sure it will remind you of the wonders that you saw down there. And then for anyone who's heading out that way or would like to go out there, hopefully it will act as a sort of, an idea of what you can see in certain areas during the spring. Right now, I'm going to get on the road and head south down towards Abberton Reservoir. There's a mega rare North American diving duck down there, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to connect with that. So as I drive down there, let me just backtrack and fill you in on a few of the birds that I've seen and a couple that I've missed over the last few weeks. Anyway, I'll see you down at Abberton. On the 7th of October, I headed up to Frampton Marshes, RSPB Reserve in Lincolnshire, for a rare North American wader called a Semipalmated Sandpiper. This bird was seen at distance, scope views only on this bird. It was hanging out with some little stint and was playing hide and seek, but fortunately I was able to get some good views. I didn't get any photos, but I've got a photo here of a bird that I took on Vancouver Island back in 2009. And whilst at Frampton, I took the opportunity to go and get another viewing of a buff-breasted sandpiper that was showing quite well actually near the I believe they call it the sea wall. So that was a great bird. The following morning, I got up at silly o'clock and headed southwest down to Minions in Cornwall in hope of seeing the lesser grey shrike that had been hanging out there for the last week. Unfortunately, I got to this party a little late. The bird had been showing, I believe, for I think it was close to 10 days on the trot, but of course the day I turned up, it had disappeared the previous evening. Some great habitat there to explore, which was good fun. There were a few birds to keep me occupied whilst I was there. There was at least 5 wheatear showing. A lot of them sat up on the stone walls there, so they were lovely to see. And also I sort of whiled away an hour in the quarry looking at a wonderful black redstart. This is a bird that I've seen on quite a few occasions down at Dungeness and at Rainham Marshes, but or near Rainham Marshes, but it's not a bird that I see all the time, so it was quite nice just to hang out and spend some time with this bird. But that was it for the lesser grey shrike. It never did show again, which was a shame, but and quite a long drive. But that was the risk, and of course I had to at some point call it a day. So unfortunately, I didn't connect with that bird. Well, I'm 3.5 hours into a drive on Friday the 27th of October, chasing another rarity. It's been a bit of a dilemma, to be honest. There are 4 mega rarities here in the UK right now, and they're split to the 4 corners, so it's been a bit of a tough decision to figure out which one to go for. So there's a great-tailed grackle in Pembrokeshire, which is a rare bird from the southern parts of North America. There is a red-headed bunting up in Yorkshire, a very rare Asian mega. There is solitary sandpiper, which is down in Kent, and Upland Sandpiper, which is in Cornwall. Upland Sandpiper is a bird that I should have got when I was living out in Alberta, Canada, but I think it was because I was so involved in raptor rehabilitation, I wasn't really birding, and so never got down to the prairies to look at this bird. But it's been a bird that's been on my mind. I love waders anyway, and it's a very cool bird. So we've got about an hour and a half to go down to Bodmin, and tomorrow morning that'll leave about an hour and a half to get to the site. I believe it was last seen this afternoon.
Your destination is on the right.
Well, it's pouring with the rain now, and was successful with the Upland Sandpiper. Got brief scope views, didn't get any photos unfortunately, but got maybe 5 separate looks at it, only sort of 2-second views because it was in some really long grass, and the rain has now really started, but that was a brilliant bird to see. Really happy with that. And literally a 2-minute drive up the road, just got a Azorian gull, which is it is a subspecies of yellow-leg gull. Whether it gets split eventually, I don't know, but I think it's a great bird to see anyway. Anyway, I got a little bit of video, so hopefully that'll come out, but it was very windy and pouring with rain. So anyway, very happy with this morning's efforts. Good morning. Down at Stobmarsh in Kent, hoping for solitary sandpiper. This is a mega rare bird for the UK, a bird that's breeds out in North America. Anyway, I got here just after 8 and it's 9:30 now. The bird hasn't been seen. The hide where the bird has been seen is absolutely rammed with people. So there's not much chance of getting in there. So I've decided to walk around the reserve and just, check some muddy areas where the bird might turn up. It's had a lot of rain last night, so it's quite flooded. So the exposed areas of mud are very limited. But anyway, I'll have a mosey around here. The weather's holding out right now, but hopefully the bird will get reported at some point. Well, the the bird did get reported at some point during that day, but it was actually after I'd got home, so I had commitments and I had to get back. So I missed it on the day I could have got it, and then I returned the following week, the Saturday and the Sunday, and put 6 hours in on the Saturday and I think 4 in on the Sunday, and unfortunately did not get the bird. Well, not just me, a few of us got a little bit excited when the green sandpiper flew in, because the solitary sandpiper had been associating with this bird. We thought, any minute now it's going to turn up, and of course it never did. I mean, as you can see in this footage here of this green sandpiper, just absolutely crippling views of this bird. So had it turned up, it would have just been perfect light conditions, but unfortunately it didn't. Did get to see a couple of birds whilst I was there. It was nice. Look at this grey wagtail that turned up, sat outside the hide, and of course, who doesn't love a kingfisher? And this bird turned up and decided to sit on the post just outside the rebed hide. Met up with these two gents, so I've met on several occasions now. They're both doing a sort of big year, and it's nice to see familiar faces, and we've chatted over the last couple of months when we bump into each other. So they're great fun and very enthusiastic, and do get around. So it was great to see these lads again. And I also get to meet Gary Bagnall. I'm sure for many of you, know Gary. I knew of Gary when I first got back from Canada, watching Twitch is a very British obsession, the TV show. I think it was on, I can't remember what channel it was on, but I saw it through YouTube. But anyway, I liked the way Gary conducted himself, and he was so very honest about his passion and his obsession and his love for birding and twitching. And I always remember him in the one scene where he's driving the car, and he said, when there's a bird around, there's not a problem in the world. And I really get that. I get that mentality, because you're so full of hope and adrenaline, and it's an adventure. And we all know this is, twitching can be flawed, and we're all a little bit barking mad, let's face it. But he took the time and chatted with me and was a complete gentleman. So it was nice to meet Gary, and he was hoping for the solitary sandpiper as well. Okay, so Little Crake, yeah, so I headed to Linford Lakes in Buckinghamshire for the Little Crake, and I don't think I've been on such an organised twitch, you know, from the sat nav for the car park to the instructions on what to do and getting out onto the path with these little signs up was just absolutely fantastic. No confusion there whatsoever, and went down and met the lads who were manning the gate, and there was a £5 donation, which went to obviously the reserve, which, you know, I was definitely all in favour of. It was a really good day. It was really nice light. Had a quite a long wait for this bird to show, and it showed sort of off and on. I think we had to wait 3 or 4 hours, and then it showed. You know, it was showing off and on for a good hour, with some really nice views. A little distant, but I managed to get a few photos. One of the I don't know, one of the nicest things that happened there was actually I got to meet a few people that have been watching the channel, and you know, it sort of, you know, took me by surprise, actually, to be honest, because 4 separate people came up to me and said, you know, hello, you know, watch your channel, really enjoy it, and some really, you know, you could tell it was some really good vibes going on. So I was really, you know, taken back by that, and I was really happy about it, to meet some of these people who have been enjoying the channel with their positive comments. So if any of you are watching, thank you so much for your kind words and warm welcomes and handshakes. I really appreciated that. And of course, this is what this is all about. It's just sharing the love of our passion. So that was wonderful. Seeing this little crake was absolutely fantastic. Very exciting. You know, it's a bird that I'm sure for many people is a very tough bird. You know, maybe you'll get singing male every now and then, but you know, to actually see this bird and see it quite well was you know, a really nice experience, that's for sure. Well, we're right at the beginning of December now, and from what I've seen, I believe Linford Lakes have made close to £4,000 for their reserve, through contribution of birders on the gate, you know, sort of cash in the bucket, and also through birders who have actually bought a permit for an annual permit for the lake. So that's fantastic news, and I'm sure that money will come in handy to them. And for any of those guys watching, I'd like to extend my thanks to you all for all the efforts that you made to make sure that this was a really sort of easy twitch for the people who were coming, and I'm very grateful that you opened access on those, that I think it was the Saturday and Sunday, for people to come down and to make that contribution and to see the bird. So thanks a lot for everything that you've done. Well, I had to sacrifice a day, not that it really is a sacrifice, but for my annual trip to the River Itchen in hope of catching the lady of the stream, the grayling, which fortunately me and my mate Matty caught a few. Don't worry, I did have my eBird running whilst I was down there, so did record my birds, but this is my little vice. In between most of my birding, I like to do a little bit of fishing as well. And Matthew's in.
Yeah. And Richie's in. Oh no.
Well, I'm here at Abberton Reservoir near Colchester in Essex. I won't bore you with the the drama of the drive, but let's put it this way: it was horrendous. It took an hour more than it should have with the closure of the A140. But the good news is that I got the bird. When I arrived, sat-nav put me in the wrong place, but not really. I mean, the birds had just moved over the other side of the reservoir. So I drove round there, saw a whole bunch of birders lined up, and but the bird was out of view when I got here, and there was hundreds upon hundreds of pochard and goldeneye and tufted duck and stuff like that, and they were flying around right out in the middle of the reservoir, and it was really tough to get on it. But a group flew in a little bit closer, and fortunately the bird was with them. I did get some video, so you should be looking at hopefully my probably shaky video, but if you're viewing it now, you can see the canvasback. It's much paler back, almost white back with a darker, much straighter bill, moving with the pochards. So yeah, fantastic bird, mega rarity here in the UK, and well worth the effort. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this latest episode. I'll probably do another one of these, probably won't be until the new year now, so hopefully there'll be a few more birds to add on to that, and in between that I'll try and finish this Texas trip report. So until still next time, happy birding, and I'll see you in the field.